I'm Sue, and this is Get Sold, and this is my partner, Soul.2k, and this should be live now. It's 4 o'clock, but I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm hoping this is right. So we're just going to start chatting about something, and then, look, you see some hearts? You see some hearts?
Yes, no one's joined.
That's okay, we're successfully connected. All right.
What do the hearts mean?
I don't know. This is new to me. We're learning. So we're learning how to do this because I'll tell you, Soul.2k really thrives on people. It's really hard when we do our videos because it's just him and we come up with topics, but he is motivated and energized when people ask him questions. Then he gets really lit up and he gets excited to work with you. So right now we'll just come up with some topics to talk about, and if anybody joins, I didn't do a whole lot of promoting because, again, I had a really rough year, and I know it's my fault that I'm not promoting this kid the way I should be. But I know everything's in divine timing. Everything's got a reason. So this being our first live will teach me how to do it. I'm the kind of person that learns by doing. You can read something to me, I can read it, but unless I go through the process and make my mistakes, I generally may not get it. So one of the things Soul.2k is really good about doing is Soul.2k really loves to bring in cosmic beings from other places. As he says in our last video, like he can open up like a portal and he can see them. He doesn't get affected by them, so it's kind of like his peephole into the universe. Hey, hello, Tita! Tita's there! Oh, yay! Love you, love you! Thank you! Your turn's coming, Tita. We're going to have a conversation. So we're trying this for the first time. We don't know what we're doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but we're going to keep doing this. Thank you. Look at all the loves. Yay. So Dita's pretty special. Dita's like you. Dita's got a lot of special skills. So yeah, she's in the club. So, all right. So we'll go back into the cosmic beings. And so what Soul.2k can do is Soul.2k can create like his own portal so that he can see what's out there in the universe. And he likes to draw these images and talk about what he sees. But he's capable of all kinds of stuff. Like sometimes I'll ask him to do an energy check on somebody if I know they're struggling with lower negative entities or just lower, negative stuff that they're dealing with. So sometimes I'll ask them about somebody and just, pray for them, give them extra energy and love. So you want to talk about some cosmic beings? You want to talk about chakras? You want to talk about the body? You want to talk about spirit, soul?
Also, I kind of want to make this like maybe just like the 20-minute one since we just started.
Well, that's okay. But I want you to get invested in this right now because this is how we learn, right? This is how we do it. So, what do you want to focus on?
I guess maybe like what's happening right now.
Sure.
So, first of all, earthquakes. Yeah, earthquakes are going to be less things, but a new natural disaster is going to come up.
Okay.
And we're going to see the first time.
Okay.
They did not name it yet, but it is a natural disaster. We're going to discover it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like, I don't know if it's going to happen, and that's how we're going to discover it, or like, the scientists didn't be like, wait a minute, this could happen.
Right.
And then they made it.
So are we talking something that Mother Earth is doing? Are we talking something that's man-made? Are we talking something that could be a potential timeline?
Like anything, kind of like earthquakes, or it could be a flood. It could be something like an earthquake. It could be something like an avalanche.
Mm-hmm.
All those like natural disasters. So this is going to be another natural disaster.
Okay, but we don't know what type yet. Is that what you said? I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. How's everybody's energy doing? Like out there, how are we doing as far as the Great Awakening goes? Like, are a lot more people becoming aware?
Between purple and blue, like they're frequent.
Frequency.
Frequency.
Okay. So while we're
Frequency.
saying the word frequency, why don't we explain to them what frequency means? So yeah,
frequency means like
I just got goosebumps, so I think somebody's here. Go
the
ahead.
waves of something, like the frequency.
So the
I don't know.
vibrational,
Yeah, the
the vibrational, like for instance, when you're talking to frequency, frequencies can be, oh, let's use our paper and pencil here. All right, real quick. Like everybody vibrates at a different frequency, emotions are frequency. So if you're super angry, you're gonna have these like spiky, wide, and I'm just doing this real messy, spiky, wide things. And that's gonna hit other people and they're going to feel it and they're going to think it's their stuff. Like if you're in a grocery store and somebody has a bad attitude and they hit you in the rear end with a cart and they're all grumpy and whatever, and you turn around and then all of a sudden their grumpiness hits you. So their frequency hit you into your person. Okay, I'm going to show you on the reverse side of things. When you're high frequency, it's like more like this. All right, close together and high. And the reason this is really important is because frequency is all there is. We're vibrational. So if you look at sand dancing on a speaker, you'll see how it'll form shapes. And that's how things come to be, sound and frequency. So we are sound and frequency, and we're like 70% fluid. And if you know anything about Dr. Emoto shared his findings where when he talked to water, sent frequency from his voice. If he was angry at the water, then it made you know, the snowflakes in the wintertime that we used to do out of paper, and they were beautiful. Well, when he would talk to the water and he would talk mean to it, those water molecules would look really sharp and ugly and very distorted. When he said, I love you to the water was beautiful, just like those beautiful snowflakes. So that's the same when we're interacting with one another. If I yell at him and I'm angry at him and he didn't do anything, it's going to stun him unless he's protected, unless he's got his vibration right here, like in the love frequency. It's just going to be like, oh, that's your problem, not mine. And this is what we all need to learn more to do, is stay in our lane and hold our frequency. So if somebody comes at you from either side, you can pretend you're on the highway and somebody wants to come into your lane. Instead of getting angry about it, you just hold that frequency. So, all right, little lesson on that, I guess. All right, oh, what are you drawing?
Nothing. Just wanted to do something about like the.
Okay. So, oh, we have, oh, there's Dita. Yes. Oh, I can't wait to talk with Dita. I can't wait. There's so much you two have in common when we talk about negative entities and how they affect us and how we tend to blame negative entities for everything. Oh, the devil made me do it, etc. But we are made of negative and positive. We all have our shadow sides. And when we don't dig into those shadow sides, that's when we tend to react to people, react to situations. And if we don't have that in check, which is a whole other video, very uncomfortable one. A lot of people don't want to do shadow work, but it is the most transformative work that you'll ever do, inner work that you'll ever do. That's where your freedom comes from. Freedom of love, your freedom of spirit is when nothing affects you, when you've done your work and you can love unconditionally without someone taking you down, without somebody bumping into you. And shadow work involves looking at lifetimes of people karmically, generationally. Like we pull in stuff from our generations. We pull in my mother's side, it was a lot of fear and lack, always being broke, always being afraid. You know, those are things we as the children, the offspring, have to fix. We have to look at those things and say, is that what I want to, is that what my legacy is? No, we want to fix that. So there's a lot of things. A lot of people don't believe in karma, but it's a huge thing. And both Dita and Soul.2k here understand the karmic wheel and being on it and how we must get off that karmic wheel and how actually Jesus came down to teach us how to get off that karmic wheel. So that we didn't have to keep suffering in karma, coming back lifetime after lifetime, pairing with each other, you know, picking the same person over and over to perform different roles. You know, one time you're the offender, they're the receiver, and then the opposite happens. But when we don't forgive and we don't love, we stay on that wheel. And that's when the negative entities feed off of us. That's when they're like, oh, you want to stay down there? All right, yummy. We're gonna keep you down there. And that's not what it's all about. It's not what it's all about. All right, Soul.2k, I want you to pick a subject. I want you to talk about it from what you know. Soul.2k is an ascended master here on Earth. In case you haven't watched any of our videos, and his job is to send unconditional love. So even right now, as you're watching, if you're watching, he is sending you unconditional love. It doesn't matter what we talk about. It's like a big hug coming through the screen. So that's part of his mission here on Earth. And funny story is cosmically, he was going to go to another planet, not Earth. And I kind of met him out in the cosmos, and I said, look, Earth is going to need a lot of help. We need a lot of people to awaken so that Mother Earth, our Earth, and us can ascend together. So would you come down and would you just be that beacon of unconditional love? And he agreed. Come on, I'm taking you with me. Come on. So, but he's getting older and he's being a normal kid too. So, all right, I'm going to stop yapping because that's a little nervous thing I have. So, what do you want to talk about?
I had an idea when you were talking, but now I forgot it.
See, I don't quite. No. Spirit, soul, cosmic.
Oh, yeah, it's about the. Remember when I told you about the third world?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I forgot what I said earlier. Oh, yeah, it was like your own simulator where you can go to a bunch of different worlds. So they updated it.
Okay, so reel it back for the folks that are watching.
Alright, so in another video, I talked about the third world that they're making. The first world is the world we're talking about. The second world is what I do with my friends. The third world is a new thing, where like basically you can go. It's like a copy of the whole universe, but you have it to yourself. You can go on any planets. You can be anything you want. Any of that. You can do it from any. You can like do it while you're sleeping.
Mhm.
You can do it in the cosmos. You can do it like meditating. You can do and you can go in and you can do whatever you want. You can invite people to your world. You can you can do anything. You're basically God, and yeah.
Is this what we were doing the time with the house thing at night when you were showing me? We were kind of
but it was like a downgrading version. Like this is the high version of that. This is the bigger version of that.
Okay, all right.
And so they actually updated it to add new planets. That's the thing that they were working on. So now, like you can make your own custom planet.
Wow.
There are custom planets that don't exist in the universe yet, and yeah. So you can also control if there's civilization on it before you go on there, or if it's like or you made the civilization.
Okay. So is this a little bit like when they say we can create our own reality here on Earth when they're telling? You have new? Oh, grabbing people into your projection. Oh, yes. Yes. Cross astral projection, grabbing people into your projection. Oh, goosebumps. Ah. Oh, that's awesome. Yes. Jeez. Yes. All right. So this is. Remember how you, Twyla, had that little connection? I know you and Dita will have one too with this. So explain a little bit more what you're talking about with reality. Because I want the people to kind of understand too. So a lot of times while we're here on Earth, we are supposed to be creating our own reality.
Hello, new person.
Getting away from the norm, what they call the matrix. In other words, everything that was set up for us that makes no sense. So are you talking about being here on Earth making this new world, or are you talking about like through your mind, third eye, or heart chakra, or heart space?
Third eye.
Ah, okay. Which means that you need to be protected when you go out there.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm doing out of the portal that I did earlier.
Okay.
I was getting information from my guide and stuff.
Okay. So how would somebody create a safe portal? You're saying this is a new type of thing. A new type of being able to create your reality. So let's walk us through it. So when you're doing it, walk us through those steps.
That's what we.
Astral projection, creating your own safe portal through your third eye.
So sometimes you can just be bored with it, kind of like me. Or you can train to do it, and there's like some skills that you have to learn before learning this skill. It's like you have to know this skill and this skill before you can unlock trying to learn this skill. So the first skill that you're gonna learn to know is, of course, trying to get out there and like being
Yeah.
protected.
Yep.
And how to do this is try to meditate near like different kinds of gems, like maybe quartz would protect you
So we
from
have
quartz
just to
would
give
protect
you.
you from vibrations.
Okay.
One of the things that protects you from screens will those gems.
Shungite.
Yeah, shungite will protect you from demons and other things.
Yes.
And
Yep.
if
Negative
you
entities.
do that through both of them and
Mhm.
all the other things that you can use, which you can go into if you ask your guides,
Okay.
you get one ability which basically protects you from all bunch of all the things, and then you need the other ability that you need to know to learn this one
Mhm.
is kind of like feeling the vibrations of plants.
Of plants.
Yeah, and
Oh.
other things.
Okay. All right.
So the way to learn this is the first thing is to put your hand on like a tree or like anything basically, and kind of like feel its vibration, not by like actually feeling, but like in your mind, trying to like translate on what it says.
Okay.
And after you do that, like on like some different subsystems like trees, then
Mhm.
some other things and stuff like that, then you'll be able to unlock this skill, which is the final skill, which you learn by trying to first of all protect yourself before doing it.
Mhm.
If you do this the first time, then close your eyes and then imagine like looking through wherever you want, and after a little bit you'll be able to do it like no problem.
So this is definitely, I want to backtrack just a little bit. One of the videos we talked about was how actually Soul.2k helped me to get to the place where I went through my high heart and was in my own reality, my own universe, which was for me safe. But Soul.2k goes out through his third eye, and I think probably Dita does too, and sees all these things, but is not terrified by them. If the person who didn't have sort of training in it, they would be mortified by what's floating out there in the universe, because it's everything. It's like infinite everything. Scary things, not scary things. And so originally we try to teach people to kind of go in through their high heart, not automatically, but your pineal gland, your third eye is such an important tool. And a lot of the things that are in our foods, waters, are trying to numb this so that you do not have that ability. And a lot of people don't because the fluoride has gotten to it, or some of the other chemicals, heavy metals, has gotten to it, and it's either calcified or at least closed it up somewhat. So those are the people who are going to be going like, what the heck are you talking about? So what Soul.2k is kind of talking about is a unique way of going through the third eye. But if you're not used to it, you have to really protect yourself, because there are some, like I said, it's like going into like a house of mirrors or whatever. You don't know behind every corner what you're going to see. And because Soul.2k and, like I said, Dita, they're very experienced with the negative entities, they don't get so rocked about it when they encounter these, and they know how to not be affected by it. So that's pretty neat. That's pretty cool. So what are some of your experiences when you have gone out there? Like, is that where some of these beings are coming from that we've been talking about?
So I'll reference something from other videos. Like let's say the Gemrock orbit, which we've been talking about lately a lot because a new thing became like a bunch of this and this new beings.
Mhm.
So basically, like whenever I see that, it's like I can see everyone, but they can't see me. I can see the rocks, like the rocks can't see me.
Yep. Okay.
It's like you're invisible, absolutely invisible. I can feel the vibrations, but like I can see through things. I can see inside things. I can go through walls and stuff. Usually, you can't really move unless you want to.
Okay.
And also, you can only feel something if you want to feel it. So, like, if something tried to punch you, you won't be able to feel it.
Mm-hmm.
but like you can feel the surface or something. So
Oh,
yeah, pretty cool.
that is pretty neat. That is neat. Yeah, I was working on editing a video that we did in audio too, and I thought at that point maybe we'll start doing a series on some of the beings that Soul.2k sees when he's out there. And the one we talked about that I didn't finish a video to, because I normally don't like to use AI because I am an artist, but I know that it would take me hours and hours and hours to try to replicate what Soul.2k is talking about. So I started using some AI images. So he was bringing forth this frog humanoid type of race. And so that's coming up. And I don't know if the rest of the videos, like when he's bringing in like the crystal people and some of the others we talked about, whether or not I'll do the same. I guess it'll depend how successful this one is, because it's a lot of work. But it was an audio that we did. And so, okay. So that's some of the beings. Some of our past videos also have information on some of the beings that Soul.2k sees. And all right. So, okay, let's talk about something a little simpler on Earth. Oh, you got something?
So after like just like a little bit, let's make this the last talk because like
Yeah, that's
it's
okay.
gonna,
That's
like,
right.
this is
We
our
have
first
to
time,
learn. We
so
have to practice this.
yeah.
That's the thing.
So I'm just gonna this is probably gonna be our last conversation, and then when I'm done talking, we're probably just gonna do some. We're gonna end the stream. All
Well,
right.
this is how we practice, anyways, and I'll do more advertising so that we can let people know. But again, this is hard for me, so I got to get better at it. But all right, so go ahead. What did you want to?
Kind of want to see what you.
Oh,
Gonna
what I like to do is I really love to hear your light language. And again, for those who haven't seen any of our videos, Soul.2k has a very unique ancient uh, light language that not a lot of spiritual people, understand the dialogue to it, but it's really interesting. Light language is a universal language. It sounds very different. Maybe some pieces of it may sound like some of our language today, foreign languages, but it is the universal language of the universe. And in ancient times, ancient beings would have each of their own types of light languages. Um, so Soul.2k has a very unique one, and what he will do on our videos is he will do a prayer at the end of the video. So he will speak light language and then he will interpret it. Now I have done some light language, but I'm not at a point where I can quite interpret it. I'll get a vibe for what's coming through, but I'm still not fluent in it yet. And yeah, sometimes you feel kind of silly doing it at first, but he does it. He just, the first time we discovered he could do that, it just blows out of him. So yeah, okay. So why don't you give us a little sampling for those who haven't, and just elaborate on it. Doesn't have to be. Go ahead.
Piam kwa yatiam yakwakiajum yakiam yakwa iam ka iam pudia e you, and so it translates to the the most powerful language on earth is art. The most powerful language in the universe is this, or light language, as they say.
Yes.
Through light language, we can manifest things. Same with art. Art is Earth's way of manifesting and doing lots of other things, expressing their emotions and more.
Wow, well, that was beautiful. That kind of hit home with me because for me, art was a saving grace when I was struggling through some pretty traumatic times in my life. Art was the thing I turned to, and it's also part of divine energy. So that's really awesome. My goodness. So yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I kind of ended.
All right. So I didn't normally what we do on a video is we kind of center before we start talking. I didn't really do that this time, just simply because this is new. So before we leave, I just kind of want to do a little prayer for us all, just send a little love. So what I generally do is just ask you to bring some white light down through your crown chakra, bring it down all the way through your body, down through your feet. Touch base with Mother Nature, get nice and grounded. Imagine your feet just touching the earth, let the sand or the dirt go over your feet, just get really embedded in there. And then I want you to bring that energy up. Bring that energy up through you. And then I want you to feel like right about here. I want you to feel like a pulsating infinity, okay? And then I want you to take that energy just a little bit out, 3 feet, 6 feet, 9 feet, okay? I want to bring that out. And we're going to bring it back up, up through our crown chakra and back up. So now it creates a grounding from up to down, okay? And we just want to breathe in a little bit of that divine life force. You know, when I'm ever having anxiety or having a lot of empaths here on earth, a lot of spiritual people, there's a lot of low negative energy that can throw us off guard. When that happens, I want you to breathe. Sometimes I forget, but I always know when I get too far gone, I've got to either do mudras or I've got to breathe, because that immediately takes down the anxiety. And it sounds so simple, but that was meant to be simple. We just don't practice it as much. And a lot of us with ADHD stuff, we forget. So just want to pass that on to you. And thank you, Dita, for being with us. Thank you so much. Again, this is practice for us, so we'll have others, we'll schedule them, we'll try to get more people engaged to answer questions, but we got to start somewhere. And I have to learn how to do this stuff. It scares me. That's why I struggle with it. But he's worth listening to. He's worth asking questions to, because he will blow your mind each and every time. So thank you so much. More hearts. Thank you. Thank you. Love you so much, Dita. Miss you. Miss you. I definitely got to do this with Dita sometime. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. She's got so much to share. She is unbelievably bright star in our world. So thank you. Oh, it's going to make me cry. All right. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to sign off now. And again, we'll keep trying this till we finally get our audience. But like I said, I have to practice. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
And whoever else is here.
Dita,
Bye.
thank you. Take care. And we'll see you again really soon. Love you. Love you. Love you.